Hey everyone, welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario. We are over at the Sulfur Pits, and this is scenario 1.6, the final scenario of level 1. Playing with the character Alahazra. Last scenario, the battery on the camera died, so when leveling up Alahazra's deck, part of the loot was she received the Spear of the Watchful Guardian. So that's pretty much the update there. Alright, advancing the Blessings deck. The first thing we get, okay, it's the Henchman for this scenario. Beheaded, check to defeat Combat 12, or Arcane Divine 10. Wow, how about that? So it says here, Beheaded is immune to mental and poison traits. Before you act, roll a d4. Okay, let's roll the d4, see what happens. So we rolled a 4. So we are dealt 1 electricity damage. So, actually, so it says here, well, it actually says here before you act. Well, I actually have this armor. So the armor says before you act, well, it says recharge this card to ignore a non-villain Bane's power. So this is a non-villain. So we'll just go ahead and recharge the armor, so we don't have to take that electricity damage. And this is a straight up Combat 12 check. So with Combat 12, or I can do the Arcane Divine, because Alahazra's Divine skill is actually D10 plus 5. Wow. So she has a 50-50 chance. She has a Game of the Afterlife in her hand. Or she can, well, she's beheaded is immune to mental and poison traits. I have the Clinging Venom spell in my hand, but I can't use it. I could do the Spear of the Watchful Guardian, which is a combat check, which is strength and melee, plus 1d6, and I can recharge it to add another d6. So I can do a 2d6 plus 1 combat check, plus I can use the Embalming Fluid. The Embalming Fluid says, oh, this is going to be a very interesting card to use. So reveal this card to add 2 and the poison trait to your combat check. If the Bane has the undead trait, ignore its immunities. Okay, wow. So looks like we're going to have a good way out of this. So what we're going to do is we will use the Embalming Fluid. We're going to add 2 to our combat check. And then, since Beheaded is undead, we can go ahead and then use the Clinging Venom spell, which has the poison. Okay, cool. I like how that worked out. So Clinging Venom is Arcane Divine plus 1d8. And we get to add a total of 5, 6, 7 to this roll. Alright, feeling pretty good about this. So 7. So we rolled a 6 and a 7 plus 7. And we needed a total of 14. So awesome. So that means that the Beheaded. So what we have to do now with the Embalming Fluid, it says here, after the check, succeed at a craft or disable 7 check or bury the top card of your deck. Okay, well, we don't have any, both of those are D4s. So we are going to fail that. It's basically an auto fail. So we're going to have to bury the top card of our deck. So we will bury a Blessing of the Ancients. And then, okay, so we just revealed it. It goes back to our hand. The Beheaded has been, it says, if defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location. Before we do that, we'll just go ahead and recharge, or attempt to recharge Clinging Venom. But since it's just a recharge 6, we get it back. So it's an auto recharge. I love that. Okay, this guy's finally gone. We can try to close the location. It says, when closing, you are dealt 1 acid damage. Okay, we will go ahead and just lose our Find Traps spell. And the location is closed. Okay, well, that was that. Let's go ahead and do a deck check. So the scenario Sulfur Pits has been closed. Let's go ahead and look at Alahazra's deck here. That was the location deck, which we really didn't need to go through. So Alahazra, there she is. She has a Blessing of the Ancients. She had the Find Traps spell, Clinging Venom spell. She picked up the Spear of the Watchful Guardian. She's decided to keep that. So maybe she's going more of a warrior route. We have the Embalming Fluid, Game of the Afterlife. So, of course, the benefit of closing a location, early is, of course, to get the scenario done, but then she didn't really have a chance to explore and pick up loot. So this is the state of Alahazra's deck right now. Go ahead and kind of circle that in there. So that's her deck right now. She can go to a trader, but she didn't really acquire any cool loot. She's going to have to give away 2 items. So since she pretty much likes everything that she has, and she wouldn't be able to give away an item, she actually has 2 find traps spells. That's pretty amazing. So no trader, no merchant visits today, but the reward is we get a power feat. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. So okay, so Alahazra. So unfortunately, her power feats aren't really that exciting. I mean, she can increase the hand size, or she can do this power. I've played a total of 12 adventures or scenarios with this character, and I've never used this power about examining cards. So not too interesting. So I guess I'll just go ahead and go with the hand size. We will go ahead and increase Alahazra's hand size to make it 7 cards now. And then that's the end of the scenario. So what I have to do now is shuffle all the level 2 cards into the appropriate decks and piles. And then we will just go ahead and start scenario level 2 with the next scenario. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And I'll have another scenario up shortly. Thank you.